Hello, good afternoon, guys. Steve Halverson here. Today's video, we're going to be talking about how to get more car deals closed, how to grow your business, and how to have a lot more success here as we kick off 2018 and get more clients, more deals interested in you and what you're doing, so you can really kick some ass this year and move more units. And so if you own a car lot, if you're a general manager of a store, or you're on a team of guys, or even if you're just a small to medium-sized used car lot, you're in the right place. We're going to hook you up with some amazing, very powerful marketing information today. And so welcome to usedautofunnel.com. We are a very unique division of my primary company, Sales Funnel Experts. And what we do is we help our clients get a very predictable, scalable, and consistent stream of leads and sales opportunities and business development into their companies every day and every week and every month, so they can predictably and sustainably scale their business, a lot of it on autopilot. And so this video is really to kind of show you how that works, see if it may be something that you would like to look into and learn more about, and to potentially see if maybe we're a good fit to work together on a campaign like this. And so if you have heard of this term before, maybe you kind of have heard this sales funnel term, or this funnel term being thrown about in the marketplace recently, and you're still a little bit confused by it, which I know I was for a long period of time. There's a lot of information out there, and also a lot of misinformation out there about this whole funnel system thing that's going around. And so I want to help you kind of conquer that initial roadblock here to start. And so if you don't know what a funnel is, let's take care of that now. And so really, the generic definition of a funnel is just a sales process. That's all it is. And so by that generic definition, funnels really are older than dirt, because when you probably got your first car job, I don't know how long you've specifically been in the business, but in the olden days, it was a lot of foot traffic. It was newspaper ads. It was a lot of phone calling, cold calling, and it's a very manual way of generating business. And same with the follow-up. It's all manual. You're probably, even right now, you're probably manually doing a lot of this stuff. And so, by today's definition, it's sort of an integrated piece of software that has multiple systems integrated into one very powerful sales and marketing system that really manages all of your lead generation, your lead harvesting, managing those contacts as they come into your funnel, into your web pages, into your business, and then automatically sending them emails and text message follow-ups, not just on the front end of the transaction when they're sort of kicking tires and interested in buying a car and looking at different car deals that are available as they shop around online, but also after the transaction as well. So you can actually put your referral program in a system like this. You can put your customer service follow-up emails in a system like this, and it'll all run in the background while you're doing other things. And so that's kind of today's definition of what a funnel is. And if you take a moment, you're probably busy as shit right now in your business, so it's hard to really take the time to learn all this stuff and figure out what other people are doing. But if you took a few moments and looked around the marketplace, you would notice that the guys that are really crushing it right now, not just in the car business, but in business in general, most or all of those folks have some sort of a funnel or an automation tool running in their business, which is able to give them back a good portion of their day to focus on other activities. And so that's really the main benefit to you to deploy a system like this, is not just the ROI on your marketing dollar, but also the amount of time that you're investing doing all the things that a sales funnel will do automatically on autopilot in the background while you're doing other stuff. And so you've probably seen this diagram. This thing is older than dirt, and just like a sales process, whether it's you even still see it today. These bandit signs that people put up, that's a funnel. A billboard is a funnel. A newspaper ad is a funnel. It's just a sales process, and so this is sort of the age-old diagram that you've probably seen a million times, of sort of getting someone's attention. They're aware of you. Getting them interested in what you're doing, whether that's an ad or some sort of email that's going out to them, getting them to come in for a test drive, making sure that you have the vehicle that they're looking for and the color and the specs that they want, getting them into the dealership so you can close them on the deal, and then of course getting them to take action, whether it's getting them funded, getting the financing taken care of, getting all that back end legwork done, which of course is the client taking action, taking ownership of the vehicle. And so that's really, a lot of that stuff can be, now obviously you can never replace yourself. I mean, that's really the most important piece of a funnel. You can't do all this stuff if you're not willing to bust your ass and to help people that call you. But it's just a systematic way to, do a lot of those mundane tasks that you're doing right now, on the front end and the back end of these transactions, that can allow you to focus more on, the last two pieces of this diagram here, which is, the decision and the action. That's where you make all your money. And so if you spend too much time in the awareness and the interest phase, it can kill your day, it can kill your week, it can kill your month. Rather than closing, 50, 60, 80, 100 cars a month, you're kind of stuck in the 10 to 15 range, with no real pathway to get out of your own way and get into that higher level activity to be able to close that many deals. And you've probably even, if you've ever taken a few moments to analyze your day, you're probably good at the sales piece. You're probably good at, once people come onto your lot, how to get them to drive off the lot with the car. And so now it's just a question of, how do you get more people? How do you get more foot traffic? How do you get more ups? How do you get more email inquiries? How do you get more people, more activity, so you can spend more time doing those things? So rather than doing it manually, you want to consider and at least look into deploying some sort of an automation tool that can do some of that work for you. And so as I described, most car salespeople are doing most or all of those sort of front end and back end tasks manually, which can create a massive waste of time and resources in your business. And that's where you have these long hours of prospecting without, with slow sales numbers. And, if you're sitting there pounding the phones for 8 hours and you get one person to come in that day, that is a massive waste of time and resources. And so that's why, these newer sales funnels can provide such a massive value to you and your business. Dealing with lack of floor traffic, waiting for the be-back bus to swing back around to your lot that of course never shows up, tire kicker email leads that are just looking to not waste your time and bullshit around and just try to get the race to zero with the lowest possible price out there. If you set up this funnel properly, it can kind of, not only does it attract the right client, but it can also sort of filter out the wrong client, so you're not spending half your day with someone that's never going to buy a car in the first place. And so it at the end of the day, it's just an integrated marketing system. I don't want to get too technical because you really don't need to know this, but it's really just the integration of several pieces of software that are built into one. For lack of a better analogy, a car has multiple systems, right? But you're selling it as one thing, right? A car has a transmission and an engine. And there's all these other systems that go into it. Window washer fluid. So, how often are you talking about window washer fluid when you're in a car deal? Not very often, right? So, I'm not going to get that granular with you here on this video. I mean, if you want to see a little bit more integration, I'll actually show you a little bit of a diagram here in just a moment, kind of do a little basic demo so you can see sort of some of the moving pieces. But at the end of the day, it's an integrated piece of several very powerful marketing systems that when you combine them together, the sum of those pieces is actually greater than the individual parts themselves. So almost like if you took a window washer contraption by itself, who gives a shit? No one cares about that. But if you put it into a vehicle, and you can make it easier for someone to wash their windows, now that there's more value to it. So probably a shitty example, but I think you get my point. But that's what it is. It's integrating several things into one that can make this type of marketing very valuable to you and your company. And really the end result and why you should care is because it allows you to invest your time and resources on the hottest buyers and those car deals that have a much higher chance of closing and, of course, paying you. And so more red hot leads, more people who raise their hand and are interested in buying, right now, that can provide a massive value to you and your business. And so let's go ahead and take a closer look at some of the sort of parts of this system and what this actually looks like. And so the actual, if you go back to that diagram that I showed you earlier, this one right here, the top, you might hear someone say top of funnel, or the initial entry point into your sales process is really just your ad. And so the ad can be deployed in a variety of different places, whether it's Google, YouTube, Facebook, or really wherever your ideal buyer, your ideal car buyer is hanging out online. And so what we have found is that Facebook ads, for whatever reason right now, there's a lot of people hanging out on Facebook, and so we can deploy these sort of simple advertising. This is called a carousel ad. This isn't an actual ad that we deployed. I can't really show you what we build because that's proprietary information, and that's kind of our secret sauce, if you will. But this is not a terrible example of what an ad might look like. You've got a couple of different pictures of specific vehicles that might be in your inventory. You could have multiple pictures or just one vehicle if you've got some stale inventory that you're looking to get rid of, and you have a specific car or set of cars that you want to get rid of. You can put them all in sort of this carousel type ad, or you could have a single car. There's different ways of doing it, but it's really not that complicated. It's just a way to serve your ads to the people that have the highest likelihood of clicking on those ads. And hey, as soon as people start hanging out somewhere else other than Facebook, then we'll of course shift our strategy. But that just happens to be where everybody is hanging out today. And so then once they actually click on the ad, then what happens is they'll get driven into sort of a landing page that your company controls. And the landing page is just a way to capture data. Now, this is a website, but it's not a traditional website, because you'll notice there's no about me page. There's no click here to do this or do that or find my address. There's none of that. There's one option. It's called a single purpose landing page. They can do one thing and one thing only. They can click the Find Deals button. Now, this isn't specific to any campaign that this is just an example. We'd come up with something very chic and very specific to your company and your target audience and what types of inventory that you have. But this at least gives you an idea of what what one of these sort of single-purpose landing pages might look like. Maybe there's if they click on something like this, they might be driven into a page that asks for their name and email or something along those lines. This can all be custom built to your specifications and your target audience, so that way we can match the ads and the targeting of the ads to the landing page and the message, and then obviously couple that with your inventory. And so as you're building out these landing pages and deploying these campaigns, once somebody enters in their information, what happens then is then captured, and that becomes data that is highly valuable and useful to your business, and we then track and store that data in a back-end CRM. Now, this can be pushed over to you if you already have a CRM. There's ways that we can push this to your CRM. This is not necessarily something that you would need to manage or know how to use, but this is sort of the control center where all the magic happens, and where all once the leads are in your process, in your funnel, we can then set up campaigns to run, not just on the front end of the transaction as they're shopping for cars, but also on the back end once they move into the deal in the closing stage. Once they take delivery of the vehicle, you can then automate all types of different things that can provide an ongoing value to you and your company. whether it's a referral program or a birthday card that you're sending out automatically. And you keep in mind, this is all doing this while you're doing other things. So it's almost like if you wanted to get from DC to San Diego and you had an opportunity you had two choices. You could ride a bike with flat tires to get there, or you could take a jet. Well, the funnel I'm describing to you here is the jet in the analogy, because you could sit on the jet and do other things while you're traveling. Well, that's the same thing that essentially a sales funnel does, because sort of the old way of prospecting is it takes so much work and labor. It is a lot like riding a bike across country with flat tires. It takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, and a lot of energy to get there, to do the same thing that a funnel can do, mostly on autopilot. And so that's kind of what the back end looks like. Now, if you don't want to manage technology, I don't blame you at all. So what we can do with something like that is just set it up to send out email reminders to you, so that way you have a good idea of lead flow and where these deals are in the pipeline. We can integrate it with your current systems, whatever you're using, whether it's ACS or eLeads or whatever you've got. We're happy to provide some sort of an integration if you're even using those systems to their full capacity. I'm not sure how you're using those systems, but a lot of times we run into clients and companies that aren't really using them to their full capacity, and so depending on what you want to see, how that that can certainly be combined together as one integrated system as well. Bottom line, this is where all of your data is essentially housed. Now, there's also a data component on Facebook. I'll kind of cover that here in just a second. That's sort of a separate area to grow your list, just on the sort of inside the Facebook ads campaign manager. So once they're in this funnel, once they're stored into your CRM, then what happens is you can now send out automatic emails and text messages to them. And so this is, it's kind of hard to see this, I realize this, but each one of these little bars right here is essentially an automatic step in the campaign. Whether it's the intro to your dealership, here's about us, you can just automatically send that out on a schedule on the front end of the transaction. Here's more information about the car you're looking for. Here's more information about where we're located. Obviously driving that person through your funnel through to ultimately the end result, which is coming to your dealership to either work with you face to face, or if you certainly can do a car deal over the phone and you have it like a delivery service, or if your agents deliver cars to clients, that's fine as well. Bottom line, you've got this sort of sales team working in the background, firing off emails, firing off text messages, and you can't really see the too much detail here, but this can be used for a variety of reasons. You could put your referral campaign in here, so asking clients for referrals. Once they close on the car and they drive away, you could have a campaign that sends customer service emails to them. Hey, how's everything going? We hope you are happy with working with us. We value your information as a client. If we did a good job, send us your friends and family. And so, gone are the days of having your sales reps, do that stuff all manually, which you and I both know you're losing deals that way, because that's not a consistent. Salespeople get tired. Salespeople take breaks. Salespeople go out back and smoke. Salespeople they get lazy, right? This system doesn't get lazy. It works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on autopilot, like a rabid dog on the back of a meat truck. It does not quit. And so, the value to you is just having this sort of automation tool, continually following up with your clients on a schedule. Again, not just when they are looking at a car, but also once they take the car. Now you've got this system to send them a birthday email, thank them for their business, ask them for referrals, and you could really run your whole referral program through a system like this as well. And so the data piece, that's probably the most important part of all this, because as you grow that database of names and emails and phone numbers and clients and car deals and all that Facebook traffic, you own all of that. You control all of that. So as you grow this thing, as you build your business, not just today or tomorrow, but over the long haul, you can have a massive impact on your bottom line, not just now, but over the long haul as well. And so that's probably the most important piece of all this, aside from you, of course, being the sales rep or the agent or the manager that manages these leads as they come in and manages these business opportunities as they come in. But having that data and controlling all that data is so critical to your success as you go forward, and not just the names and emails that you have, but inside of Facebook, the data is, not just the people that click on your ad, the people that opt in are saved in what's called a Facebook pixel, which I can do a separate training on that, or we can talk a little bit more detail about that in the future, but you wouldn't have their name and email, but Facebook does. And so as you grow your ads, as you grow your campaigns on Facebook, all that data is stored and you own all that. You control all that data, and it is so powerful. You can have Facebook send you relevant traffic to the people that have already clicked on your ads. There's just so many really cool things you can do once you start growing these types of campaigns, that it's literally not just a short term. This isn't some lead house. This is a long-term business development strategy for your company that can have such a powerful impact if you stick with it, stay committed to it, and allow it to. What you're really doing is leveraging the power and the leverage of Facebook's own data, which they have a lot of it. Facebook knows what kind of food you like. They know what kind of car you drive. They know how much money you make. They know what kind of jeans you wear. They know where you work. They know what you like. They know what websites you visit. They know so much information about you. It's kind of scary. And so it's just a matter of taking all that data and leveraging it to your advantage as a company so you can go after those ideal clients that can help you get what you want, which is just more car deals. And so at the end of this, here's what I'm going to leave you with. And I think I touched on this earlier. The most important part of this solution is you. None of this shit works if you are not there to answer the phone and respond to client inquiries, deliver great customer service when clients are calling you, when prospects are calling you about your inventory. This will spin up a massive amount of activity for you, but it's not going to sell the car for you. You got to know that. This is not some ATM machine that spits out $100 bills into your bank account. There's no such thing as that. It doesn't exist, and if it does, please tell me what it is so I can buy it. So it's just not reality. But what it can do is get a lot more eyeballs on you. It can get a lot more attention, a lot more exposure to you and your company, so that way you can go out and do what you started your business to do in the first place, or why you joined the car business in the first place, and that's to consistently sell 20, 50, 100 cars a month, using the power of automation, using the power of Facebook, and using the power of social media, which is where all of your potential clients are hanging out right now, to help you grow your business. And as I kind of just said, if you can find a better system that produces more car deals at a better ROI of time and money, please let me know what it is, so I can go out and buy it right now and deploy it for my other clients. So I have yet to find one. If you know what it is, please let me know. And if you'd like to learn more about this system or how we can help you deploy something like this in your business, please give us a call directly, 402-736-0748. Thanks so much for checking out the video. Again, my name is Steve Halverson. I've really enjoyed the time sharing this information. It really is a passion of mine. I love discussing marketing and business and automation and tools like this. And I hope you got some value out of the video. I hope you learned something. And I do look forward to talking with you real soon. So if you have any questions, want to learn more, or are looking to deploy a system like this in your company and close more car deals, give us a call. Thanks. Take care. Talk soon.